Song 35. This is another song of Irish immigration. And those songs tend to fall into songs that talk about how wonderful it is where we've gone and everyone should come along. And songs like this that tell a much more grim story, but probably a more accurate story. And this poor fella landed himself smack in the middle of the American Civil War, was probably pressed straight off a boat in New York Harbor, given no choice of the matter at all. And many promises were made that were not fulfilled, as is often the case in times of extremity and times of war. So I learned this song from Frank Hart. It's called By the Hush Me Boys. And it's by the hush me boys, and that's to make no noise, and listen to poor Paddy's sad narration. For I was by hunger pressed, and in poverty distressed, and I took a thought to leave this Irish nation. So it's you, boys, do take my advice. From America I'd have you not be comin', for there's nothing here but war, where the murderin' cannons roar. And I wish I was at home in dear old Erin. I sold me horse and plough, me little pig and cow, me father's farm of land, and then I parted from my sweetheart Biddy Magee, who I'm sure I'll no more see, for I left her in old Ireland broken-hearted. It's you, boys, do take my advice. To America I'd have yez not be comin', for there's nothing here but war, where the murderin' cannons roar. And I wish I was at home in dear old Erin. Myself and 100 more, we sailed off from that shore, thinking that our fortunes we'd be making. But when we landed in Yankee land, they stuck a gun into our hands and said, Paddy, you must go and fight for Lincoln. It's you, boys, do take my advice. To America I'd have yez not be comin', for there's nothing here but war, where the murderin' cannons roar. And I wish I was at home in dear old Erin. General Maher to us said, if you get shot or lose your head, every mother's son of you will get a pension. Well, in the war I lost me leg, all I've now is a wooden peg, and I'm sure it is the truth to you I'm tellin'. It's you, boys, do take my advice. To America I'd have you not be comin', for there's nothing here but war, where the murderin' cannons roar. And I wish I was at home in dear old Erin. Now I think myself in luck to be fed on Indian buck. In old Ireland, the country I delight in, and with the devil I do say God's curse on Americay, for I've surely had enough of your hard fightin'. It's you, boys, do take my advice. To America I'd have yez not be comin', for there's nothing here but war, where the murderin' cannons roar. And I wish I was at home in dear old Erin.